All right, welcome back. Let's go to the lines. Now we have Pamela. Hey, Pamela, thanks for calling. What's your question? Hey, Pamela, can you hear us?
Okay, honey. My question is, okay, I'm taking the opioids, if I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, and you go to the doctor and you're over because I don't take them all the time. I've been on them so long that I can't even feel that I'm taking them. But if I go and I'm overcounted, then I get fussed on because I'm not taking them as prescribed. So, what do you do then?
What were you taking again? What is it?
I'm taking oxycodone, 15 milligrams, 4 times a day.
Got it. Thank you for that.
I think that's the relationship between her and her physician based on the medical condition in which she was originally prescribed that. I don't think that's anything that we have any magic answers to, except that goes back to her relationship with her medical physician.
Got it. All right. Hey, Ann, thanks for calling. Ann, what's your question?
Hello?
Yes, are you there? What would you like to say?
Hi, I'm Ann. Yes, this was back in, good evening, everybody. This was back in 2012. My partner of 10 years fell and hurt himself on the job. And he really hurt his back quite bad, and he was a very talented mason. And for years and years, he learned by his uncles, Italian masons, very artistic at what he did. And he felt horrible about it, but there was no workman's compensation. The healthcare system is horrible. And so he ended up going out and getting, you know, street drugs for the pain in his back. And he really had to have crutches at first and everything. And then, he got in trouble for getting caught with some heroin, and he went to jail for a few months, and he was diagnosed with bipolar, and he had a court order to go for 30 days inpatient facility. I don't remember the name of it, but I drove him up there. Seemed like it took forever to get to Castle Springs. I'm pretty sure that's where it was. And he was rejected the first day. I thought, what? I didn't know what was going on. So we went home. We went back the next day. He had a shaving kit with him. He was so looking forward to this. He needed it so bad. He would pray at night at the side of the bed. He was, he knew his Bible. And he, a friend of his, so-called friend, gave him a Valium the night before to calm him down, knowing he had to go for 30 days. He was nervous because he was bipolar as well. So he was rejected again, and I was in shock, where it was a court-ordered 30-day stay, and he really, really needed it. I mean, he tried to hang himself and everything before the pain was so bad, but our hard-earned money, and I mean hard work, went into his pain medicine that he got off the streets, and it was just horrible for him. And so we came home again. He went to an AA meeting that night that he got rejected twice in a row. And I waited all night for him to come home. Well, he was out front in the driveway laying there, OD'd. And I had to give him mouth to mouth and try to revive him, and it was just the worst thing that ever happened. And I just wonder where the disconnect is there with the court order thing, and God, I hope nobody has to go like that poor lady with her son running around now. She better hope she gets hold of him. All right, I'll take your comments. Thank you.
Ann. In response to her statement.
The court order, okay, we have done over the years a lot of educating with the judicial system. When someone comes into treatment or presents for treatment, as Taryn mentioned, we do a full assessment of that individual to determine, do they meet criteria for admission into a treatment program? And it's based on the American Society of Addiction Medicine criteria. They may or may not meet that criteria. So oftentimes we work with the judicial system to understand, we will assess them and we will place them in the appropriate levels of care. Now, that may not be, and we was just talking off air, if you'll remember, that may not be inside four walls treatment center. Treatment starts from the time that first call is made. It goes through the assessment process, the intake process, and while there's formalized treatment, there are different levels. There's detox, there's residential, there's intensive outpatient treatment. Then with that though comes the connection back to the community. A treatment program can't do what they need to without having the community there, and that's where the long-term treatment, an earlier caller mentioned long-term treatment, there needed to be more. That's where the long-term comes in. It's a process.
All right, I know we have room for one more caller. Hey Tina, quickly, what is your question?
I have a question about chronic pain. I am in chronic pain and I do what I'm supposed to do and I understand what they're doing, but what about us? What about the people that do what they're supposed to do?
Thank you, Tina.
That goes back to that relationship with her her physician, her medical care provider, and looking, and them together looking at what those exceptions that were put into place for individuals with chronic pain. Chronic pain's a real thing, and my heart goes out to them. But that's between them and the doctor, their relationship.
Yeah. Anything else? Is there some? Would you like to add anything else to that?
I just wanted to everyone who is watching or listening, want to make sure everybody goes to the website to get information, www.tn.gov/behavioral.health. You can look up our Project Lifeline. Project Lifeline are individuals in long-term recovery. They can actually help you navigate the system to get you to the programs like Buffalo Valley and like our other treatment and recovery programs. We also have our faith-based community coordinators they can reach out to. So our faith community, we have individuals that are connected to our religious and faith communities to help them build their capacity and become those community-based supports.
Yeah. All right, we'll have a wrap-up of everything coming up after the break.